So what did the prophets have to say about it?
Isaiah 66, 1-5. Thus says the Lord, Heaven is my throne, and the earth is my footstool. What is the house which you would build for me? And what is the place of my rest? All these things my hand has made. So all these things are mine, says the Lord. But this is the man to whom I will look, he that is humble and contrite in spirit, and trembles at my word.
What does God think about any house man wants to build for him? He is more interested in the heart. Throughout the Bible, God views those people he has a covenant with as his wife. When his wife cheats on him by worshiping other gods, he gets very jealous and angry. God talks about his wife being the great harlot. The New Testament talks about the bride of Christ as being without spot or wrinkle or any such thing. The bride of Christ is spoken of as a building where God is worshipped. But upon closer examination, it's clear that it's not a physical building at all. It is made up of the hearts and souls of those who worship there, those who are humble and contrite in spirit.
But to the great harlot goes judgment. Jeremiah 1, 11-17. And I will utter my judgments against them for all their wickedness in forsaking me. They have burned incense to other gods and worshipped the works of their own hands.
God is not angry when they burn incense to him. Jeremiah 7, 1-11. The word that came to Jeremiah from the Lord. Stand in the gate of the Lord's house and proclaim there this word and say, Hear the word of the Lord, all you men of Judah who enter these gates to worship the Lord. Thus says the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, Amend your ways and your doings, and I will let you dwell in this place. Do not trust in these deceptive words. This is the temple of the Lord. The temple of the Lord. The temple of the Lord.
One thing you notice about the story of the Jews is that as soon as they had a building erected for God to live in, they thought everything was cool with God. See how they put their trust in the temple. Oh, God would never let this temple, which is called by his name, be destroyed. You even hear them echoing this thought today, saying, God gave this land to the Jews for eternity. But they refuse to understand that the promise was predicated on the word if.
For if you truly amend your ways and your doings, if you truly execute justice with one another, if you do not oppress the alien, the fatherless, or the widow, or shed innocent blood in this place, and if you do not go after other gods to your own hurt, then I will let you dwell in this place, in the land which I gave of old to your fathers for forever.
Behold, you trust in deceptive words to no avail. Will you steal, murder, commit adultery, swear falsely, burn incense to Baal, and go after other gods that you have not known, and then come and stand before me in this house, which is called by my name, and say, We are delivered, only to go on doing all these abominations? Has this house, which is called by my name, become a den of robbers in your eyes? Behold, I myself have seen it, says the Lord.
Jeremiah 11, 10-17. They have turned back to the iniquities of their forefathers, who refused to hear my words. They have gone after other gods to serve them. The house of Israel and the house of Judah have broken my covenant, which I made with their fathers. Therefore thus says the Lord, Behold, I am bringing evil upon them which they cannot escape. Though they cry to me, I will not listen to them. Then the cities of Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem will go and cry to the gods to whom they burn incense, but they cannot save them in their time of trouble. For your gods have become as many as your cities, O Judah, and as many as the streets of Jerusalem are the altars you have set up to shame, altars to burn incense to Baal. The Lord of hosts, who planted you, has pronounced evil against you, because of the evil which the house of Judah and the house of Israel have done, provoking me to anger by burning incense to Baal.
The promise of God was always conditional. Jeremiah 19:4 and 5. Because the people have forsaken me and have profaned this place by burning incense in it to other gods, whom neither they nor their fathers nor the kings of Judah have known, and because they have filled this place with the blood of innocents, and have built the high places of Baal to burn their sons in the fire, as burnt offerings to Baal, which I did not command or decree, nor did it come into my mind.
Jeremiah 32:26 through 35. The word of the Lord came to Jeremiah. Behold, I am the Lord, the God of all flesh. Is anything too hard for me? Therefore thus says the Lord, behold, I'm giving this city into the hands of the Chaldeans, and into the hand of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, and he shall take it. The Chaldeans who are fighting against this city shall come and set the city on fire and burn it, with the houses on whose roofs incense have been offered to Baal, and drink offerings have been poured out to other gods, to provoke me to anger. For the sons of Israel and the sons of Judah have done nothing but evil in my sight from their youth. The sons of Israel have done nothing but provoke me to anger by the work of their hands, says the Lord. This city has aroused my wrath and my anger from the day it was built to this day, so that I will remove it from my sight, because of all the evil the sons of Israel and the sons of Judah, which they did to provoke me to anger. Their kings, their princes, their priests, and their prophets, the men of Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem. They have turned to me their back and not their face. Though I have taught them persistently, they have not listened to receive instruction. They set up their abominations in the house which is called by my name to defile it. They built the high places of Baal in the valley of the son of Hinnom, to offer up their sons and daughters to Molech, though I did not command them, nor did it enter into my mind that they should do this abomination to cause Judah to sin.
Therefore Jerusalem fell to Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon. Why? Jeremiah 44:3 through 5. Because of the wickedness which they have committed, provoking me to anger, in that they went to burn incense and serve other gods that they knew not. Neither they nor you nor your fathers, yet I persistently sent to you all of my servants the prophets, saying, Oh, do not do this abominable thing that I hate. But they did not listen or incline their ear to turn from their wickedness and burn no incense to other gods.
What did God see going on in the minds and the hearts of the elders of Israel that provoked him to so much anger? Ezekiel 8:7 through 12. And he brought me to the door of the court, and when I looked, behold, there was a hole in the wall. Then he said to me, Son of man, dig in the wall. And when I dug in the wall, lo, there was a door. And he said to me, Go in and see the vile abominations that they are committing here. So I went in and saw, and there, portrayed upon the wall round about, were all kinds of creeping things and loathsome beasts, and all the idols of the house of Israel. And before them stood 70 men of the elders of the house of Israel, with Jaazaniah the son of Shaphan standing among them. Each had his censer in his hand, and the smoke of the cloud of incense went up. Then he said to me, Son of man, have you seen what the elders of the house of Israel are doing in the dark, every man in his room of pictures? For they say, The Lord does not see us. The Lord has forsaken the land.
The room of pictures. It is obvious here that God is most interested in what man is doing in his room of pictures, or his imagination. How does the burning of marijuana as incense affect our imagination? Well, here's an article I'd like you to read called Marijuana and the Human Brain. What I like about this article is that it begins to point out all the different parts of the brain which are controlled or switched on by cannabis. This article is much too long to read out loud, so please do read it to yourself. Since this article came out in 1995, there have been tens of thousands of tests beginning to confirm what we call the good side of the cannabis story. To summarize what this article means to us, all the places in your brain that marijuana turns on, like the memories and the emotions and the hippocampus and the lower ganglia, parts of the brain that deal with certain thinking skills, it seems obvious to us that what marijuana does is give you access to the powers of your imagination, access to the room of pictures.
What does God say about his unfaithful wife, the great harlot? You know, those with whom he had made the covenant, the one who said yes to God but still turns her back to him and burns incense to other gods.
Hosea 2:13. And I will punish her for the feast days of the Baals, when she burned incense to them and decked herself with her ring and jewelry, and went after her lovers and forgot me, says the Lord.
Forgot the Lord. She whom he had fed and clothed and adorned forgot him and burned incense to everything else. It was here at the time of Nebuchadnezzar that we believe that the marijuana, or hashish, was taken out of the recipe for the incense. And when the Jews were allowed to come back to Jerusalem and rebuild the temple, the incense was impotent, and the Lord would not listen to the prayers of his people. Hence, Malachi, the final chapter.
Malachi 1:11-13. For from the rising of the sun even to its setting, my name will be great among the nations. And in every place, incense is going to be offered to my name. And a grain offering that is pure, for my name will be great among the nations, says the Lord of hosts. But you are profaning it, in that you say, the table of the Lord is defiled, and as for its fruit, its food is to be despised. You also say, my, how tiresome it is, and you disdainfully sniff at it, says the Lord of hosts.
You disdainfully sniff. The Old Testament closes with the book of Malachi, God saying it was over between them, and that incense would be offered everywhere in his name, showing a complete change of location and even a change of priesthood.